So it seems to me one of the fundamental problems with the current international financial system is that the very mandate of the US central bank says that its decisions on monetary policy shall be based only on US domestic conditions and not on the effects of its monetary policy decisions on the rest of the world. So let me tell you a story. I was teaching at Princeton in the Woodrow Wilson School, as it was then called, and along the corridor was my colleague, Paul Volcker, who was no longer chair of the US Central Bank, and we had lunch from time to time. And at one lunch, I asked him, when you became chair of the central bank in 1979 and overnight hiked up US interest rates very much, which then led on to the great Latin American debt crisis, which led on to 1.5 decades of development crisis in Latin America through the 1980s and the mid-90s. Did you, at that time of hiking up US interest rates to curb US inflation, did you take any account of the effects on the rest of the world? And I was naively surprised, gobsmacked, in fact, at his reply. And he said, no. And I said, why not? And he said, well, the mandate of the Fed says we shall not take account of that, of such effects. And secondly, we didn't have the capacity to take account of the effects of our decisions on the rest of the world. And so we didn't. That was the end of the question. And it plunged Latin America into 1.5 decades of development crisis. So somehow or other, if the main international currency is also to be a national currency, a national monetary policy has to be resolved. And I don't myself, not being an expert, see a way to do that.